Good day, everybody. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, as you see behind me, I got my 2003 Jeep TJ with a 4.8 LS Vortec motor. And a while ago, during this LS swap, I put in a superior radiator. Now, it came with a supposedly 3000 CFM fan, but I've not been impressed with this fan at all. So I went to the junkyard, got lucky, and I found the rare, most powerful fan that you can ever install in your vehicle. This is the Volvo Fan with fan controller. This is the same as a Taurus fan, except for the fact that with the Taurus fan you can't separate it from the shroud, where this fan, the Volvo Fan, you can. It's hard to find the actual true numbers of the CFM on this fan, but it's pretty safe to say that low speed is going to be about 2000 CFM, and then high speed is going to be 4000 CFM, and some people said 4500. Fan relay works is, of course, you got to have your relay for your ignition on source, and then from your LS computer, your low speed fan trigger will go to 1 and your high speed fan trigger will go to 2, which is these wires right down here. But we'll go through all of that in this video. So the easiest way for me that I'm going to do this, I'm going to pull the intake off, and then on the rad, it's held together by those screws for the shroud. I'm going to pull the shroud out and modify it a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is just removing the air intake, just so I could have some room to get the fan out. It's pretty tight in there with the LS, and then removing the self-tapping screws. Be careful not to damage that, and gently pulling the fan out. Now, this fan was attached by rivets. If you've never removed rivets before, the easiest way is to drill the head off of them. Then once you drill the head off of them, I removed the fan, and then I ground down the rivets so that it's flush. Then once they were flush, I just used a punch and a hammer and tapped them out. Now I'm just fitting up the new fan and seeing where the controller is going to go so I can get all my new holes drilled. And I'm not going to use rivets to hold it on. I'm going to use a nut cert just in case if I ever have to change it out in the future. It'll be much easier just to remove the bolts. And then this is kind of weird because the relay bracket is actually offset a little bit as how it slides on. So when you stick it on, I don't know, for some reason the relay sits crooked. Anyways, I just got the fan mounted inside. Now it's time to do all the wiring to make sure that it works properly. So the fan relay is going to stay the same. The ignition is 86, PCM is 85, which 85 is now going to be ground. Fan 87, battery 30. So in a nutshell, my fan circuit, I'm going to remove the PCM ground from the relay and ground the relay out, and then the PCM grounds are going to go to the trigger controls on the Volvo relay, and that's how it's going to work. All right, low speed. And then high speed. That's moving air. Just to clarify it again, your LS low speed trigger will go to number 1 on the Volvo Fan relay, and your LS high speed fan trigger ground will go to number 2 on the relay. So once all the other wiring's gone from the relay, you see one red wire coming off the Volvo Fan relay. That goes to pin 87 on your ignition on relay, and then the black wire is the ground, which is basically connected to the fan. And then, of course, the ground will go to a good grounding source on your body. That'd be very important for the fan to operate properly. Pretty simple as far as wiring goes to hook this up. Now let's take this thing out for a test spin and see how it works. 88 with the Volvo Fan. Transmission staying pretty solid at 150 degrees. Makes me happy. So now I'm going to say I'm much happy running the Volvo Fan in my 2003 Jeep TJ with the LS swap. It kept my temperatures right at around 90 degrees, and if they ever decide to climb up higher, then the high-speed fan will kick in. But for right now, just the low speed is keeping her cool, and I'm happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I seriously recommend, if you can get your hands on one used or even buy one new, the Volvo Fan is totally the way to go.